Let's talk about the Lakers real quick because I got some stuff to say about them. They just won against the Clippers, and after that victory, a nice victory, big, much needed victory for the Lakers, who were 2-8 before that. They sit now at the 10th spot in the West with an 18-19 record, 3-7 last 10. They currently have the 23rd offense in the league and the 12th defense in the league, so they're just mid, pretty much. So they hang into a playing spot, but there's no guarantee that they're actually going to make the playoffs or yet alone stay in the playing, right? They played great in the in-season tournament. They went undefeated, won, hung the banner, created a lot of controversy by the celebration, and ever since they've been ass. So it's been a lot of blame going around because people are confused on why the Lakers are so bad, right? Some blame LeBron, some blame the role players, Torian Prince, D'Lo, Rui, Austin Reeves. AD doesn't get a lot of blame, rightfully so, because he's been, in my opinion, the most consistent player on the Lakers this year, although the consistency and the effort on a night in and night out basis could be better, in my opinion. But the one who's really under fire has been Darvin Coach Darvin Hams. Everyone wants him gone, it seems. The fans, the media, content creators, and even according to reports, even the players themselves. However, the only ones who seems to actually stay in Coach Ham's corner are ownership, which, according to reports, I quote, things would need to worsen significantly for Ham's job to be in danger, according to Max Stang. So here's my take on the Lakers and Darvin Ham, but we're going to start with Darvin Ham. He is a problem, that's for sure, but he's not the only problem. I feel like he's being scapegoated, just like often it happens with the Lakers and more, especially with LeBron James. And LeBron James is my favorite player, y'all. I like Embiid also, but LeBron James is my favorite player. But there's this one thing that I never liked about him is when things go wrong, it always feels like we got to scapegoat someone. Either we got to make a trade or we got to fire the coach. And I'm not even saying that it's LeBron James' fault, but it's just what happens. We always got to find a culprit, and I don't like that. And in that situation, again, Darvin Ham is a problem, but he's by far not the only problem. What is Darvin Ham actually is inconsistent. But guess who else is inconsistent? The whole Lakers squad, from top to bottom. Darvin Ham has been capable of coming up with great game plans in one game, and the next game he'll come out with a super dumb lineup and no one understands what he does. But would I fire Darvin Ham? I would have maybe done so in the offseason. However, they just came off, that big comeback after that awful start, and they made the conference finals. So obviously, they wouldn't get rid of him at that point. Everyone walked into this season, especially with the new additions, expecting the Lakers to be at the top of the conference, right next to Denver. And they're not. But the reason why I don't want Darvin Ham gone, at least now, is because what do you think would happen? Like, ain't nobody coming to save the Lakers, especially no head coach. Because if you look at the market and the free coaches out there, I'm going to name a few names, and you tell me which one of these coaches, in your opinion, is going to save the Lakers. We got Stan Van Gundy. We got Mike D'Antoni, who will improve the offense. They won't be 23rd offense with D'Antoni, but they won't play no defense, so they won't win. We got guys like maybe Nate McMillan, David Blatt, Doc Rivers. These kind of guys. Like, these guys, they may improve the Lakers just a little bit because every time you change the coach, it feels like it kind of brings in a new energy that the Lakers will play off, feed off of. They'll look okay, but they won't win. Either they're good enough right now with that roster, and if so, they will turn things around. But it's not because they're going to change the coach and get a okay coach that they're going to go out there and get a championship. It's not going to happen. Plus, if we look at history, never in NBA history has an NBA changed its coach mid-season and went on to win the championship. So why would the Lakers do so? They won't. So the Lakers, in my opinion, the real issue is that they've had the blueprint in 2020 when they won in the bubble, which was LeBron James at point, Anthony Davis at 4, a true center, which was a lob threat, and would actually go out there and bang with the other centers on defense, while AD was rotating and act as a paint protector, which he does better than anyone in the league, almost. And then they had some shooting. That was the blueprint. It was that simple. Plus, they were running on offense. And how did they get so many fast break points? Is because they had an amazing defense. I remember even that year when they won in the bubble, the shooting was a question because KCP was up and down. Danny Green was up and down. Kyle Kuzma was up and down. Gerald Smith was up and down with the shooting. All of these guys are tricky shooters. But the Lakers were still great and dominant first seed in the West because they had one of the best defenses in NBA history. And ever since that ring in 2020, I remember the year after AD got hurt in the playoffs, they lost in the first round, then they went and changed everything. They completely went away from the blueprint. They got Russell Westbrook. It wasn't a good fit. And then, it's been downhill ever since for the Lakers. And they never really quite figured out what type of roster to surround LeBron James and Anthony Davis to compete for real. But funny enough, in my opinion, this current roster that they have, for as much flax as it gets, it's the closest that they've had since 2020. The only real difference for me is that they don't have that true five that they can start next to AD. That's the only difference. But they have the same as far as the shooting. It's tricky shooters. Right now they shoot terrible, but they won't shoot like this the whole season. All of these guys can make shots. Dito can make shots. Austin Reeves can make shots. Rui Hachimura can make shots. Both of these guys that I just named were shooting lights out in the playoffs last year. Torian Prince can make some shots, and I can keep going. All of these guys right now, they're in the slump, but they're going to be better. The real difference for me is that they're only the 12th defense in the league, and that's not good enough for this team. What they need to go out there is hang their hat on defense, and they can do it. You know how I know it? Because I watched that game against the Clippers, and the way they were locking up, especially in the second half, I was actually impressed at first, and then I was mad. I was like, okay, so y'all could have been doing this, and y'all not doing this. And people would like to blame Darvin Ham for that. This has nothing to do with Darvin Ham. They just decided they're going to play defense. And guess who set the tone? LeBron James. LeBron James, again, my favorite player. But the defense that he's been playing this year is just been abysmal. So the way he was locking up against the Clippers, I was like, man, I get it. You're 39, so I don't expect you to do that all the time. Not that hard. Because fun fact, Kawhi Leonard, guarded by LeBron James in that game, he went 0-6. Couldn't do anything. Plus turnovers and everything. LeBron James was locking all that shit up. So I don't expect LeBron James to go out there for 40 minutes and lock up as a 39-year-old. But I do sure expect LeBron James not to be a cone out there. Like, when you see LeBron James playing defense like that, you think other players will go out there and play super hard? No. So the Lakers need to go back to playing some defense and understand that ain't nobody coming to save them. That's through coaching and even a trade. There's not a single player, in my opinion, that really moves the needle. People talk about, go get Zach LaVine. They ain't winning the championship with Zach LaVine. They're going to have to sacrifice some depth. And if LeBron gets injured, or if it's not 100%, or if AD gets injured, it's not 100%, then we're going to be talking about how the Lakers are top-heavy. Plus, Zach LaVine doesn't really have high basketball IQ like that. So in the clutch, if he's on, it's cool. If he's not on, it's terrible. And he doesn't play any defense, so that's not going to help. So in my opinion, if it's a move the Lakers should do, is maybe try and get another shooter. That's possible. I don't know who, but maybe finally make that trade for Buddy Hield. Finally make it. Get Buddy Hield, make him make some shots or whatever. Like, now you got a deadly shooter. And get that true five for AD. And then you allow yourself that versatility that you have. For most of the game, you have a true five next to AD. And then when it's closing time, you put AD at the five, you go small. And then you have more, threats to attack the rim and everything. But yeah, when I look at that roster versus 2020, the biggest difference for me is that these Lakers do not play any defense. And that AD used to be a great shooter in 2020, and now he's okay at shooting. He's playing great overall, but 2020 used to be money from the mid-range, and he would make some threes also, which is not making like that right now. But Darvin Ham, he came out and he said it's a marathon. I'm tired of people reacting like it's the end of the world every game. And while I thought the timing for this declaration was awful, I agree with that sentiment. I do believe that the Lakers can still turn it around. Now, will they do it? I don't think they will just because they're over there waiting for a savior or something. No, I think the Lakers have enough. If you remember the narratives going into this season that everyone had, including me, and most of the people that are going to watch this video, is that the Lakers had the best offseason they've had in years. That they acquired a bunch of good players and everything, and now they're going to be contenders. So go out there, figure out some good rotations, but they have the personnel to compete. I don't think that the answer is a trade. And also, well, one last point that I wanted to touch on before I get out of here. It's some people that love to say, I don't understand why the Lakers expect a 39-year-old to carry. I do agree with that. The only problem with it is, if you're going to pay the 39-year-old $47 million a year, which he deserves just off reputation, well, any other supermax player in the league is expected to carry his team, just because all of that money that he's taking on the cap, you could have used that for some other players, but you don't. So you have to rely on that 39-year-old. You have to. So if the Lakers believe that LeBron James is still capable of leading them to a championship, then he's worth the money. If they don't think that, then don't give him the Supermax. It's that simple. It's that simple for me. So yeah, anyway, we can close the video right here. Get in that comment section. First of all, if you've made it this far, I appreciate you. I appreciate all of the new subs that we got from that Shannon Sharp video. I wasn't expecting all that, but now that you're here, welcome on board. Please stay. And yeah, please interact with the content, man. Get in that comment section and give me your thoughts about the Lakers. What do you think should be done? Who should be blamed, if anyone? And do you think that the Lakers can turn it around or not? It's been your boy. Appreciate you boys for checking me.